This is the horsehide, so they don't even treat it because horsehide doesn't receive dyes very well because it's extremely water resistant, which I don't care about. But the point is everybody else in the reviews, I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed in the reviews that I saw because this is not living up to any of the hype. Okay, it might work out that I might break this in, and it might do, because the only reason why I need it is to be able to tuck a shirt in, which I can't do with this. Okay, and if it solves that problem for me, then great, I might keep it. But I got to be honest, okay, the $90-ish that I spent on it, it was about, 80 and some change and then shipping. So, however you want to argue it, I didn't have to have that shipped, had to have this shipped. Regardless, the point is it comes out to be an expensive holster, okay, up around that $100 price tag, and I just don't think it's worth it personally. They charge you extra for the combat cut. They charge you $10 for the clips. These clips, cents, pennies to them. They should be a couple of dollars for extra clips. But they got to make money, and that's what they're doing. Kydex, you know what that costs? Nothing, okay? You know what it costs to mold Kydex? Almost nothing, all right? Compared to leatherworking for a custom gun, where this is specifically tailored to the size of this gun, to the mag release, the shape of the slide, the safety, all of those things are taken into consideration. They handwork this leather around that. Production cost here versus production cost Kydex, ridiculous, okay? This Kydex, it's a piece of stuff that they melt around a mold, all right? And we can actually see right here how well they do, okay? There's just a piece. I'm going to take the gun out for the purposes of demonstrating this. 1 second. All right, there's a piece right here that just sticks out. They just sort of screwed up right there. All right, it's hard to see. There you go. You can see it there. All right, that just sticks out. And I have no idea why. There's no part on the gun right there that needs to be like that. I think it's just a manufacturing flaw. Sorry, lost focus there for a second. And that makes it extremely difficult to put in my pants, because that grabs my pants. It makes it extremely difficult to take it out of my pants, because that grabs my pants. So that's not great. I mean, we're talking about a super over advertised, super over hyped holster here, and it comes with, a manufacturing defect. So needless to say, I'm not really probably going to keep this. And I know that probably brings down the value of this review, but personally I don't care, because I didn't see anybody say anything negative about this holster. I didn't see very many reviews where people were saying, I've worn this holster for 3 months and here's the downsides. Everybody was just talking about, this is what Crossbreed says, and I agree with that. All right. Another thing too, the whole hybrid concept, leather, Kydex, not really the best concept. What's this right here? This, those are sharp. They're not sharp, okay, not sharp like a knife. They're abrupt angles on your Kydex. That's where the normally curved and somewhat damageable fabric of whatever you're wearing, okay, is going to be rubbing right here across this. Belt's going to be on this side, okay, and every time you move, a little bit of friction right here. All right, a little bit of friction right here. With this, all right, nice and round, plus it's leather, all right, and we're talking about smooth curves, smooth edges, all right. I don't like this idea, this whole hybrid thing, and that's, again, going to bring down the value of this review, but I don't care. I'm just telling you what I think. Kydex is cheap, and that's why people use it to make holsters, because they can sell a bazillion holsters and make $1 bazillion doing it, and obviously that's an exaggeration, but you get my point. Okay, as far as the horsehide goes, yeah, it feels great. As far as these here, you can't feel these because they're smooth. These, you can feel these, okay? I mean, there's just a number of different things. I'm rambling at this point, but I'm just going to go ahead and put this back in here. All right, show you what this looks like. All right, with the gun in there. Okay, that's what it looks like. That's the whole holster with a 4-inch full-size gun. Here's the holster I've been using up until now, for comparison's sake. All that extra brown, that's inside my clothing somewhere. Okay, this part right here digs into your hip. This part right here tries to fold around, your 3 o'clock area. Doesn't really do it that well on a skinny person. This area down here is digging into your butt cheek. A person with a much bigger butt than I do, I have no butt. A person with a much bigger butt, they're going to feel this digging into their butt cheek because that's where that is. Okay, you got a 5-inch, okay, bigger problem than I've got. This sticks out a little bit. You've got a 5-inch, which granted, you're carrying a 5-inch gun, you're not going to be concealing all that easily, and you probably don't need to be carrying a 5-inch gun with a tuckable holster. Anyway, point is, this is going to stick out a lot more. Your barrel's exposed. Your barrel's not designed to be clothing friendly. It's going to rub holes in your clothes. Every time you sit down, every time you bend, flex, your pants, especially if you have dress pants or khakis or whatever, it's going to rub across this. You're going to end up with a hole in your pants right there. I've already seen a lot of reviews where people were talking about, yeah, you know, on my dress pants it kind of wears them out. It's totally true. It would, okay? What are we protecting with this giant piece up here? I don't know what we're protecting. When I wear it, this entire side, okay, this entire side right here just floats away from my body. Once I get this to break in, it might pull that in a little bit, but then this up here needs to bend outward, okay, so I don't see it sitting up against my skin for this whole giant piece up here. We look at this holster, okay, no back protector. I've never been one to really think the back protectors were all that necessary, but just for the purposes of, you know, comparison, what a good, awesome, ridiculously fantastic holster looks like compared to this Crossbreed out, you know, on the counter here, all right. The tools you need to adjust, there you go. All right, now I want to take the gun, put it in my standard holster, put it on my body, show you the difference. All right, this is what it looks like in the holster. Okay, that's about, if you make this level, this line, that's about what it's going to look like in my pants. Okay, my pants are going to come right here. Now, this is the beautiful thing about this holster. Okay, and it's going to be hard for me to show you this, but I can grab this holstered. Okay, slide it into my pants with one hand. I'm going to show you in the mirror. I can't do it right now because my pants have sagged down because my belt's looser because the Crossbreed needs to be, I need to have my belt looser. But I can slide this in here. I can almost do it right now, even with my belt not in the normal spot. I can slide this in here, one-handed, slide it out one-handed, okay? That means I can I can put my holster on, take my holster off, so I'm not actually presenting my weapon. So if I need to, you know, put the holster in my desk drawer, whatever, etc., I've got the option there. This does that perfectly, okay? This is a nightmare to put on and off. The idea that they advertise is it's comfortable, so once it gets on, you can leave it on. I disagree. Okay, it's not that comfortable. You're carrying around a giant hunk of metal that takes up a lot of space on your body. It's never going to be as comfortable as what these guys are talking about. You're never going to want to lay on your side and sleep on it. I saw a review where a guy said, I fell asleep on that side, and it was fine. That's a complete lie, I guarantee it. You'd have to be a really fat person, and no offense to people that are, you know, not as skinny as me. Like, I'm going to be the first one to say I'm super skinny. But you'd have to have a lot of cushion for this kind of hunk of metal and this kind of giant piece of machinery here to be on your person and lay on that side and not be bothered by it, all right? And you might have some desensitized nerves even if you could do that. I don't know. Point is, that's not everybody, all right? So now I'll put this on me. All right, so what I did is I basically just slid it in. That's what I would normally do one-handed if my belt wasn't, if I hadn't have forgotten and left it in the Crossbreed hole, because it needed to be one hole out. So here what I've done is exactly what I would do. I would slide it in, and as you can see, the belt loop just sort of sits on the outside, okay? Then what I do is I just put my fingers under here, pop that down, right? Now my snaps are ready, almost ready, sorry. And then I just pull this up. This guy uses the smartest design I've ever seen in snaps. These are directional snaps, so they only snap up, okay? So I grab that, snap, snap, they snap only up, they unsnap only down. That is the most genius idea I've ever seen, okay? I don't know why nobody else does that, but it's fantastic. It doesn't, you don't think it's going to be a huge deal, okay? It makes a huge difference. All right, so sorry about that, I'm bouncing around. Let me zoom back out of here a little bit. All right, so this is, you know, roughly what it looks like. My pants are a little messed up here from messing around with the Crossbreed, but you can see this holster, this is exactly where I wear it. This thing is smashed up against the side of my body, and I don't even notice, okay? I can feel it. It's not like people talk about the Crossbreed, they're like, oh, I forget the gun's on. That's BS. You'll never forget you got a 2-pound plus giant hunk of metal, however much your gun weighs, on the side of your body, especially if you're as skinny as I am, alright? This is where I wear it. You don't have to wear this kind of holster in this exact spot, but this is where I wear it because it pulls this in. This is my biggest problem for being skinny. This is where my concealment goes out the window if I don't have it taken care of. So I'd rather have it stick out a little bit there, because when I'm walking, that's where my arm is, alright? It's going to prevent people from bumping into that and feeling it because I put my arm there. If they bump into my arm goes right there. They're not going to feel it. That's just what I do to take care of the little bit that it sticks out here. This is tucked up right up here, up into this curve. Okay, now a lot of people don't have this curve if they're a little bit heavier than me, so that they've got that to help them conceal this. But I need that. I need that pulled up into that curve. That's why this has got so much cant, and that's why I went with this holster. Okay, and I specifically told the guy exactly what I needed out of a holster, and he said, well, let me show you what I've got. And we tried on a bunch of different holsters. Literally the second I put it on, it fell into this position. I took my hands off of it, and I said, dude, that's close to perfect. Okay, specifically my favorite thing about this right here, this can go up and down a little bit as I need it to. A lot of people say that's a bad thing. Oh, you don't want your holster to move. Oh, if your holster moves, then it's going to be bouncing around when you're running. Yada, yada, yada. What if I need to do jumping jacks? Dude, I'm not going to do jumping jacks with my holster on. Okay, if I am going to do jumping jacks with my holster on, I'm going to keep tabs on what it's doing. And to be honest, this is pulled in so much up here that can't come out. Okay, I'd have to be like bent this way. Hold on, let me zoom out. I'd have to be like bent this way, alright? Like over my side, and be doing something, and be like slightly overturned upside down for gravity to help get this out of here. Because this is, you know, there's no active retention here. This is just friction, okay? The belt goes around it, squeezes it, pinches the gun against your body. That's what holds it in. But the point is like, you know, I don't care. This is supposed to move. That's literally the way a holster with this one point attachment back here is designed, so that can move for comfort purposes. You sit in a car and this right here can't move in, what's going to happen to it? It's going to push right into your kidney like this, okay? Try driving, you know, 2 hours like that. You won't do it. You'll take the holster off. Then the holster will be sitting in the passenger seat. You think, oh, it's over in the passenger seat, I'll be able to get it. No, you're going to reach, it's not going to be there. You know, you're going to get out of the car, leave it in there, go into the gas station gets robbed. Oh crap, my holster isn't on me. You know, that's how people that carry end up in the situation where they didn't have their gun with them. All right, I'm not about to have that happen to me. So this is, I can sit in this. I have bucket seats in a freaking supercharged sports car. Okay, bucket seats which wrap around your body. I can sit in my car. I live in Phoenix. I can drive up to Flagstaff with this holster on. Get out of the car at the gas station, pick up a pie from the place halfway to Flagstaff that sells amazing pies. Get back in the car, armed the whole time. Holsters in the exact same spot every time. Carrying the same gun, the same way, in the same position, all the time. I walk around my apartment. I go to the fridge. I go into the bathroom. I go out of my house everywhere, legally allowed. I have a CCW. Everywhere I can go, this is exactly where it is, all right? And it works amazing. This, I can hardly even walk around my apartment with this, okay? It's just massive. If you were skeptical, if you have any of the concerns about any of the points that I brought up, they're real. They are things that you should be concerned about. And if you are like me, if you've worn a holster that's amazing, it's not going to cut it. You're not going to be okay with it, okay? Another thing, I mean, we were talking about the cut, okay, and how your thumb wants to go right there. When I need this, it's there. I mean, that's my thumb exactly where it needs to be, okay? It goes in right there. My hand goes here. Finger indexed out, comes out, okay? It's totally in the right spot. All right, giant piece of leather here on the Crossbreed that messes with that. You want the combat cut, pay $7, $10, whatever it is. Oh, okay, or cut it yourself. That's what I'm gonna do if I keep it, cut it myself. But the point is, this comes out when I need it, okay? And don't freak out if you think, oh, he's not doing safety checks anymore. Safety check to the beginning of the video, and nobody's sneaking in behind me and loading rounds in. Anyway, Crossbreed SuperTuck, huge disappointment. So if you're skeptical, be skeptical. It's real. The skepticism is warranted. So that's what I think.